John Dean. Yeah. I mean, there was so many of those guys that, that obviously Toledo Bend was the spot.
Yeah.
It was what some would say now, Chickamauga or Lake Gunnersville, what some of even preceded Sam Rayburn. I mean, Sam Rayburn really didn't come into its own until the last 10, 15 years. Now it had world renown, but in the last 10 years or so, it got that big.
Well, I was telling Martin years ago, what's the one thing anglers should do in order to become a professional bass angler? What should they do? He said, go to Toledo Bend and learn to be a guide. I said, really? He said, Toledo Bend. He said, because it has everything you could want. Timber, rock, wood, grass,
river, current.
He said, it's got every scenario. He said, learn to catch fish on Toledo, you can go anywhere in the country.
I believe that. I
was great.
It was so funny because Larry Nixon, once upon a time, I read an article in the BASS magazine.
I was thinking, if that's the case, you better stay home.
I could go off today after what my experience was in Toledo Bend last week.
But Larry said one time the greatest part about Toledo Bend was that you got so many bites in a day. And he says those guys up north, he said we would get more bites per hour than they would get per week.
Yeah.
And he says you can't learn how a fish feels until you've gotten that many bites. Yeah. And he says Toledo did that. But he said also that Toledo made a lot of guys think they were good fishermen. And they weren't really good fishermen. Well, Larry's going to be on the show with us at 12 noon. Also on the show today.
Why would you look at me when you said that? Why didn't you look at Mike when you said that?
Because Mike wasn't on Toledo Bend this past week and get his butt scalded. Okay.
I was smart when I just stayed home.
Yeah. David Glasscock is going to be on. He's a gunsmith, and we're talking about cleaning your gun.
Yeah.
One of the things that I want to talk to him about is you boys and your phones. We're doing a radio show here. I don't know if y'all are familiar with
that. And I was answering a listener.
Okay.
You wanted us to ask.
Tell the listener we got a phone line in there that's packed directly in.
What's her name?
Well, it's not Charlotte.
Yeah.
It was actually Mike Cork wanting us to ask Larry Nixon about being the general. I guess how they got that.
From.
Yeah. We'll do that.
David Glasscock is going to be on, and we're going to talk these gun cleaning kits, and I want to know about the that ammonia stuff that you clean your rifle out. Is it really good on that barrel? Because it cleans it out.
Yeah.
But a lot of
up the grooves.
A lot of guys don't think about this. When you sight in a rifle, I have always been taught you sight in a rifle on a dirty barrel.
Yeah.
Unless you want to have to clean that gun every time you take it to the woods and fire it.
Right.
So you want to sight it on a dirty barrel, but at the end of the year, you want to clean it up and everything. Well, you got to run 10 or 12 rounds through it to get it reprimed back to the point where
called fouled.
Exactly.
Fouled.
Yeah.
Fouled?
Fouled?
I thought he said fouled, but
okay.
I don't know.
Maybe it is fine. He might talk like Arkansas.
You foul a spark plug, don't you?
Well, you're putting the carbon in there. That's what you're fouling the barrel.
He's doing the same thing.
Yeah. So long and short,
we'll find out.
But I want to find out. I want to find out about that. Also on the show today, Chad Potts of Bass Champs. They're getting ready for the Eastern Division event at Sam Rayburn. Isn't that weird? You're at Sam Rayburn, but you're part of the Eastern Division.
Yeah, instead of the Southern,
or the Western even.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're west of the Mississippi River, where are you?
Yeah. I mean,
how can you be in Kansas and Missouri and be considered the Midwest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wondered that myself.
But they're in the Eastern Division.
Yeah.
Of the Bass Champs. And Johnny Geis back again this week. We're going to Lake Fork about 11 or 12:45 or 12:30. I'm sorry.
I bet they're getting ready to do their thing.
Oh, don't you know?
We got Bass Champs results. Matter of fact, from Lake Fork. Guess what it took? Me and you should have fished this.
Okay.
Because with what we did, 2 years ago?
Yeah. In the V&M tournament?
We've been right there.
Okay, what did it take to win?
10.78.
See? I'm telling you, and Johnny mentions this all the time.
I'm sure if you still had that weight slip, you could have walked up there and said, "No, this is 2 years
old."
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
But Johnny,
you win.
Johnny says the most important thing to do is find the big unders.
Yeah.
He said because really, when it comes to catching it over, he said, it's just kind of a luck thing. But he says you can pattern those big unders, and some of those suckers. I've been at that Skeeter Owners Tournament several years.
Yeah.
They will have a fish under 16 inches go over 3 pounds. 3 1/4 pounds.
Really?
They're they're that big around.
Football.
I've never seen a Kentucky bass that would do that.
And they can have a high 7 that will touch 21. What is it?
It's under 24.
24.
Yeah.
24. They can have a high 7 touch it, and they can have a 10 not touch.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And I'm telling you that slot does not discriminate at all.
Yeah. Matt Wilson from North Richland Hills, Texas, and Daniel Herring from Watauga, Texas, won $20,000 with 10.78. Mike Burns from Lucas, Texas, and Rob Burns from Plano won second with 10.46. They won $7,500. Tommy Husley Jr., Justin Garrett from Fairfield, Texas. They were third with 10.22. David Ozio and Curtis Daniels from Emory.
You know, David Ozio is a guy there with Johnny. He's really good for. He used to be the professional bowler. He was a PBA professional bowler. Hung up his bowling shoes and decided that he was
up a rod.
I thought he hung up his balls fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah, he's really good friends with Johnny.
But anyway, all the way down, let's say the top 10th place was 9.46. Was the let's see, they paid all the way down. Let me see how far down they actually paid. They paid down to 43rd place.
That's almost like a boss tournament.
Yeah, it really is.
43rd out of how many teams?
I don't. Let's see here. Let me see. 312.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not. Boss pays better.
Well, now they paid $1,000 out from 25th all the way down to 42nd.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't
no,
do that.
No, boss don't pay that good.
No, the money, yeah. Whoever did get a check, they got to get.
They got a check.
They got more.
What are those right there? What is?
I don't know. I was going to ask
They've
one of
got
y'all
what?
because I had never seen that.
What is, it says wood? Maybe that's
Something.
like bonus money of some sort.
Gotta be
What does it say at the top?
truck.
Truck. Maybe they got an entry into a truck drawing.
Well, ask Trent.
Yeah.
That's it. Bonus money sponsored by Viagra.
Wood. We got wood. The little blue pill has sponsored your favorite bass tournament.
Yeah, sponsored by Woody.
Okay. Also had the BFL on Toledo Bend.
Yes, we did.
What did it take to win?
I don't know because I left the weigh-in. George James Jr.
George.
Oh, George. It's 2 weeks in a row George has won a big event over there. He is obviously on some fish down south, I think, with a crankbait. 24.2. Won $5,911. Dwight Abshire, a friend of mine, he finished second with 19.6. He thought it was going to be his first 20-pound stringer ever weighed in. He had 19.6. Bart Stans from Brooklyn, Texas, had 17.8 for third. John Lafitte from Keithville. Do y'all know John?
John fished around here. He still does some. He has a tree service.
Okay, is he the guy that used to do fast pitch softball lessons? Do you know that?
I don't think so.
Okay, because that was John Lafitte out of Mansfield. I didn't know if that was the same guy.
No, this guy lives up here.
Anyway, he had 17 pounds for fourth. Josh Champagne.
Wow, wait a minute. You go from 24 to 17
in
in 3 places.
3 spots. Yeah.
Wow.
Josh Champagne from Bro Bridge had 16.9 for fifth. Leon Stone from Carthage had 16.5 for sixth. Scotty Valines from Ponca, Ponca, Arkansas had 15.9 for seventh. Daniel Blanton from Huntington, Texas was 15.6. Jim Dillard, a friend of mine, he fishes the FLW Tour. Jim Dillard was 8th from West Monroe.
How many did they have fish?
We had 152, 153.
153.
Down from 200.
Do you have a co-angler or no?
Yes, down from 210. Big drop off all of a sudden.
Yeah.
This is tournament number 3, though.
Is that just because of the weather, you think?
Bass Champs had something to do with that.
Oh, Bass Champs.
We had a conflict with tournament number 2. Bass Champs was at Toledo when we were at Rayburn for the second BFL. And a lot of guys, we went 249.
Bass Champs is just that big.
Yeah, and a lot of guys. I mean, the money's
Yeah.
when they fish
Yeah.
Bass Champs.
When you finish 43rd, and you still get $1,000.
Dickie Newberry finished 11th with 14.15.
Let's just read them all.
No, we
just keep going.
As far as we're going. Because
we've gone to 11.
The rest of it doesn't matter.
Read down to Steve Graff.
No, we won't.
We'll see you next week.
Well, let's see. I'm not even on the page, I don't think.
God love you. You know what?
There I am.
Now,
on the page.
wait a minute. If you were filming a fishing show Saturday,
Yeah.
that would have been one of those shows, and you have seen your favorite anglers have those days when everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Yeah.
Isn't that, and honestly, that happens to even the greatest of
Sure
fishermen.
does. Oh, no doubt.
And Mike, you were talking about this last year, that the difference between some teams consistently finishing in the top 2 or 3 to those teams finishing in the bottom 2 or 3 usually comes down to execution. Fish came off, with it, it just
3 or 4 years ago when Ricky Lee and Jeremy Botica won Angler of the Year 2 years in a row in 10 tournaments, they never lost a fish.
Wow.
That's incredible.
And they won Angler of the Year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Next year, they wound up losing a fish like almost every tournament and still did well.
Yeah.
But nowhere near
Angler of the Year.
Yeah.
Wow.
When a guy of this caliber,
Glenn Freeman, zeroed.
Yeah, it's tough.
Wow.
It's tough. 81 teams, 81 pros had 2 fish or less out of 153. 2 fish or less. It was bad. It was brutal.
Is Toledo gonna bounce back?
You can't find a sprig of grass hardly nowhere on that lake. 12-15's got a little bit.
I saw them spraying on Caddo Lake Monday.
Really?
Yeah, they were out
Is
spraying
it
on
already
Caddo.
a problem?
Apparently, in their minds.
The problem is a mild winter.
Oh gosh, yeah.
We said that all along. That's going to be an issue. But Toledo being down south, good luck finding grass down there.
Well, sit tight here in a second. We got some big news for high school bass fishing. That's on the way. Hook it up and track it down. 11:30. The Tiger. Hey, it's Scary McCoy along with the Ranger at Iowa Pro Staffer Steve Graff, the old mud hen Mike Eccles, hooking up and tracking down 11:30 the Tiger. Now listen, with all the great guests that we've got lined up on today's show, including Johnny Geis, Larry Nixon, straight up 12 noon, there might be a segment of today's show that you want to hear again. Well, guess what? You can go to HUTDshow.com. It is a site dedicated to you and the great outdoors. All of the archive shows are on there. Links to your favorite products, lake conditions, all kinds of cool stuff on there. This segment is brought to you by J&J Exterminating, Exodus Batteries, Daiwa Rods and Reels, Super ATV, Spro Lures, and Gamakatsu Hooks. See why so many pros rate Gamakatsu Hooks the absolute best hooks on the market today. Ask your local tackle dealer if they carry Gamakatsu hooks.
All fishing lines are not created equal. At Seaguar, they specialize in making line that's tough, durable, and dependable. Fluorocarbon or braid, Seaguar has a line that is perfect for what or how you want to fish. Whether it's Tatsu, Red Label, Braids X and VizX are their awesome SmackDown braids. Seagar will take you to the winner circle. Go to seagar.com to find a dealer near you. Seagar, always the best.
Some outdoor news for you. Congratulations to a couple of Caddo Lake anglers. Apparently, Caddo's starting to show up again. Our buddy Kyle Carnes caught one a little over 10 pounds. Good for the Bass Life Replica program. I don't know. It wasn't this past Saturday. It was the Saturday before. And now it looks like Jeremy Farah has caught a big old fish.
Yeah, Jeremy caught a, what 11:52. 11:52.
Yeah.
On a jig. I actually Randy sent me the picture and the text, and it's 11:52 on a jig.
Yeah.
And but congratulations to Jeremy. That's one of those fish for lifetimes.
Also in the outdoor news, the LHSAA has officially made high school bass fishing a sanctioned sport.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I just don't like that idea.
And we're going to reveal this today, but next week we will have Kevin Hunt on with FLW, who they are partnering with LHSAA to manage this particular.
Tell me what good it does the high school anglers for them to be sanctioned by the LHSAA.
In my opinion, absolutely none, because number one, I don't think they're going to be able to receive money, because that makes them a professional.
Yeah.
I don't know how these.
So when they win the tournament, can they get product? You think?
I don't know. That's what I'm.
I always look at anytime there's a merger, anytime that you've got, how did both people benefit? Now I got to tell you that with the LHSAA, what they're going to benefit, rest assured, somebody is making money on that deal.
Oh, I think it's LHSAA trying to capitalize.
They are. Yeah. The sport of bass fishing has boomed.
Yes.
When it comes to high school and collegiate.
Yeah. $25 per student, right off the bat.
Yeah, right off the top.
Yeah, they're going to make that.
They're going to make that. Do these kids
Somebody's going to get paid to run this
certainly
this department.
And now that it's a sanctioned sport, they're going to have to apply the same set of rules that they do on all the other sports that are out there. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to come a point, and you might not want to hear this, but you're probably listening to the wrong radio station if you're looking for that liberal left wing inside. I'm just telling you right now that at some point there's going to be racial talk within this, and that it's segregating, and that it's this and it's that, because the LHSAA is now involved in it. And you know what? They do a good job with basketball, football, baseball, golf, all the things that they're in. So good that now we have, 10 state championships? Yeah. Isn't that right? And then 10
it is so watered down right now. It's ridiculous.
They have done an incredible job. They get all the coaches to agree.
Oh,
they all hold hands and sing around the campfire.
Exactly.
Sell Girl Scout cookies.
No state organization is in the disarray that we are here in Louisiana.
And now that they are involved, and I'm sure that they had someone from the LHSAA go to FLW and say, hey, we're going to take you to another level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because FLW, you don't know nothing about what you're doing.
No. Yeah.
We're going to take you. We're going to sanction your sport.
Yeah.
And I sound really snide. I just don't see what the LHSAA can do for bass fishing.
Yeah.
Because we know what bass fishing is going to do for the LHSAA.
Well, you said one of the first things you said, Gary, and I hate to even get in this conversation about school and sports and stuff, because I don't know anything. Never stopped me before. You said, how are they going to benefit from this?
Right.
That's one of the first things you said.
Right.
Let's stop it and go in reverse. First, what are they missing by not being that way? How are they going to get hurt if they leave it the way it is? There's got to be something that they're saying, we need to be sanctioned because we can't do what the other sports are doing.
You know what this is? This is a push by probably a lot of parents that have gone to the LHSAA wanting it to be an official
so they can get a letter jacket and be recognized in the yearbook on the fishing club.
The official Louisiana State champion through the LHSAA. Yeah. That's what this is all about.
You bet.
That's period. That's it in a nutshell. And I've told people from the beginning this is not a good idea.
I just don't see what our young anglers are going to benefit from this other than a bass on the side of a leather jacket.
Yeah.
That they wouldn't get without the affiliation. Because I'm going to tell you right now, all of a sudden now all the rules that have applied in a sponsored sport are going, or what do they call it? It's a sanctioned sport. All the rules that have applied there will apply to the fishing team. And I don't even know what that includes as far as.
Okay, well, I'll tell you.
I don't even know what if sponsor stuff. Are you going to be able to? Are you going to be able to have rods and reels? Are you going to be able? Can you do that?
Can you get a free pair of tennis shoes?
Can Under Armour give your favorite football player stuff?
Exactly. No.
So all of a sudden now those rules are you got to play by the sanction
I'm going to tell you the word. If they enforce that, like all the other sports, and I've said this before, one of the first things they'll do and the worst thing they can do for the kids is you got to qualify.
Oh, yeah.
You got to qualify.
Yeah.
Now, there's no other high school sport that all you got to do is be able to afford the uniform to be on the team.
The one thing that I will like is that, and a lot of the fishing clubs are already self-policing on this.
Yeah.
You have to maintain a minimum GPA in order to get to participate.
No matter how many miles a gallon your boat gets, that should have nothing to do with it.
But you're right. Most teams already have
a self-imposed.
Yeah, they do. Most of them have that. They already have that because it's important to those guys. And now the one thing I could see possibly benefiting, you talk about qualifying. I'm gonna disagree with Mike on qualifying because
you don't think they'll have to. You don't think that's a good thing.
I think they should have to qualify. In other words, I think if you have a district, just like you do in basketball, you got a district. Well, only 2 or 3 teams qualify for the playoffs.
No. You're talking about something completely different there. Qualifying for the playoffs.
I'm talking about qualifying to be on the team.
To be on the team.
Yeah, no.
Any high school kid right now can be on the fishing team if their parents have a boat,
right,
and they can afford
they don't even have to have a boat.
Okay, but somebody's got to have a boat. It ain't a bucket contest.
Well, there was 35 members at Natchez Central. Only 6 had boats.
But they got in the boat with somebody else.
Then you get your local bass club guys.
It doesn't matter. They got a boat.
They have access to a boat.
Damn.
They don't have a boat.
They got a boat.
They don't have a boat.
Somebody showed up with a boat. They went out fishing.
It ain't their boat. They ain't got to have a boat.
Tell me, you know what? Now, here's another thought on that. Would it now be in a sanctioned sport?
Do you have to have a boat?
Insurance. Somebody got to have a boat. Insurance things.
Oh yeah.
What about that bass club member who provided the boat for this team to go fish?
I'll bet you the $25 is part of their liability coverage for.
No.
But that's why they do it with FLW. That's what that fee is for. And I'm wondering if that's the same fee that FLW charges them. That's what I'm wondering.
Well, now that might be true.
That's what I'm saying.
I wonder if they're going to have to pass a fiscal in order to be on the fishing team.
I don't know. What regulations are they going to stipulate?
Well, I mean, you got to take drug testing if you're on the football team. You got to pass a fiscal if you're on the baseball team.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. I don't know that a lot of people realize. We're going to have Kevin Hunt from the FLW on next week, and I want to hear from him how the FLW benefited from the sanctioning of this as a sport, or is it just a feather in their hat saying now football is on an equal playing field, or fishing is on an equal playing field with football, baseball, basketball, track, things of that nature?
Because here's the difference today. If FLW puts on an event or BASS or one of those organizations, if a kid wins, they get scholarship money in most of those cases. They're winning scholarship money. Well, you can't do that in a high school LHSAA event. They can't get scholarship money.
They can as I want to say it's a junior. In that when you can start talking to colleges?
You can get a scholarship, but you can't get scholarship money. You see, like you're in a golf tournament.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they get a trophy.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
They don't get scholarship money.
But now they can win $1,500 scholarship money that you can use when you are.
What they gonna do with that money?
But if somebody gives you scholarship money, don't you have to spend it on the scholarship?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's your answer. What are they going to do with the money? It's got to be spent on scholarship.
Yeah. But I'm saying no other sport does that.
No other sport would allow you, as a sophomore.
Okay. They don't allow that.
Yeah.
So that makes them professional,
There's a snake in the woodpile on this somewhere. I'm just telling you.
I'm not going to disagree.
Rest assured, when it all comes down,
I agree.
Just follow the money.
Yeah.
Follow the money.
Let's throw this in. I'm going to do it again sometime in the next hour and a half. We talked about the 2 big fish, Kyle Carnes, 10-something, Jeremy Fair, 11 something. We got the boss tournament coming up, and I'm not talking about that, but that is this Saturday. We've got another Lucky 13 on Caddo Lake coming up in April. Bass Cash Bash.
Oh, amen.
Yeah.
149 fish swimming around out in Caddo Lake right now with tags that are worth $1,000, $1,500, or $2,000, depending on where you're at in the program.
Right.
That you could win that much money, but a minimum of $1,000. One with a Phoenix boat tag on it, and we watched him release that right in front of Buzzard Bay Marina, right there. He's probably on the bank right now ordering a hamburger.
Hey, y'all, I gotta interrupt you. Brandon White.
What else is new?
Brandon White, thank you, brother. Brandon just texted. Houghton High School fishing team is not participating in the LHSAA stuff. Many other schools are not either because they see it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I don't want to be.
Okay,
I don't want to play by your rules.
Now, is there any other sport
That you
that
can
is
do
LHS, AA, PQ, MSF, whatever, that it's football teams that we're not going to
Yes,
participate?
yes,
Okay.
yes, there is.
Okay.
They can play travel ball and,
With the school.
No,
No,
not with
no,
the
no,
school.
Okay.
Not,
High school team. One
but you
school.
could have high school age players that are playing on a travel team,
Yeah, in the summertime.
They are not that
Well, but-
school's team.
but they do not represent that
Right.
school.
Okay, that's a discrepancy right there.
Right. So thank you, Brandon.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this something's not right about that.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
See, I don't care, but y'all two are fired up.
Hey, David Glasscock is the gunsmith we were mentioning a minute ago. We're talking about gun cleaning kits. That is next. Hooking up, tracking down 11:30, the Tiger. Hey, the Hooking Up and Tracking Down show. Thanks you for tuning us in today. This segment is brought to you by Sam Rayburn Marina Resort, Cypress Knee Outdoors, Nichols Department Stores, Commercial Power Equipment, and Bass Champs, the #1 team trail in Texas. To see the entire Bass Champs schedule, just go to BassChamps.com. Speaking of BassChamps.com, Chad Potts is going to be on here in just a little bit. We're going to talk to Toledo Ben.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Yeah.
And that Eastern Division schedule.
No, Sam Rayburn.
Sam Raven, I'm sorry.
But we got to ask him about Toledo.
Yeah, okay.
Now, if you're looking for a great place to get away from it all and possibly, very possibly, catch a fish of a lifetime, you need to head for Lake Fork, Texas at Lake Fork Marina and Motel. The big bass capital of Texas, Ken and Dana Donahue welcome you to come spend some quality time at their place. They've got great cabins, motel rooms, fully stocked tackle store, a first-class RV park, and one heck of a restaurant. Make the #1 resort on Lake Fork. So pick up the phone, make your reservation today by calling, write this down, 903-765-2764. That's Lake Fork Marina and Motel, the home of Lake Fork Guide of the Year, Johnny Geis.
And on our Primo Targets hotline with us, gunsmith David Glasscock. And
I call him David Halfcock.
David,
I call him David Halfcock.
David, do you stay on half cock whenever Eccles is around? Because I'm telling you, it wouldn't take much to want to pull that trigger. Hey, David.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, good.
There we go. We got
Hey,
him now.
David tuned in.
He woke up.
Hey, David.
We put people to sleep on this.
Okay, hey, David. Now,
Y'all might want to slow down a little bit.
We're talking faster than David thinks. That's not true. Look, David's got a mind like a steel trap.
We drank 6 cups of coffee a while ago.
So, David, deer season's obviously over. And if you don't mind, most of our hunting seasons are over except for turkey season, which is coming up. But give us the differences in the number in the types of firearms and the ways that you ought to clean those. Like the differences between cleaning a shotgun, putting it up for the year, or a deer rifle, or your primitive weapon. Maybe you shoot an old smoke pole, something along those lines. Cleaning that thing up, putting it up for the year, and then into your handguns.
Well, yeah, the black powder type of rifle is, of course, the one you'd most want to pay the most attention to, is because of the corrosiveness of the powder itself, and you shoot it and then it gets moist and damp, and then the powder doesn't shoot, and yada yada. So you've got a lot of concerns there by keeping your powder dry, okay, in that concept. But also it will corrode. I've seen guns, and those you guys have, that people have left uncleaned over the years. I'm talking about muzzleloaders now. That they're corroded, rusted, and almost not worth shooting the next year. But aside of that, any gun should be cleaned properly, after you use it. And I'm not the advocate to go to say you need to clean it every day that you shoot it, and most people won't. Just a good cleaning after the season is adequate, but that's the time to clean it. Don't wait until you get ready to shoot the next year before you clean it. That's what I'd recommend. But I do a lot of both that. People that bring guns to me to sight in prior to hunting season. The guns have already been cleaned earlier. That's the hunting season prior year. I shoot those guns, sight them into the people, and they got great results. A lot of people, again, bring the guns to me, and I'd ask them, bring them to me, in February, and let them sit for 6 or 8 months, clean, then shoot them. And it's okay on your smokeless type rifles, pistols, and shotguns as well. Hunt during your season, and clean them after season. It's perfectly adequate, unless you do a lot of shooting, like a lot of shooting stuff. I would say it's just a pretty good idea just to keep them clean. Keep them put up, and don't bring them in from a cold day into a warm house and they sweat. I've actually had guns that people couldn't open the bolt on. They fired around and brought it in from a very cold day into a warm house and put the gun up into a closet. Not the next year, and they couldn't open the bolt, and it corroded the chamber. So there's a lot to say about cleaning your gun.
Well, what about, I was always told, unless you want to clean your deer rifle, every time you shoot it, then you always want to sight it in on a dirty barrel. But you have to run a number of rounds through it to get it dirty again after you cleaned it. Because I don't want to put my deer rifle up dirty all year long. What's the name of that stuff that takes all the copper and everything out of it? It's what's it called? Sweets?
Sweets.
Yeah.
Right. That's one of your more, active copper foul cleaning compounds you can use, and it's recommended not to leave it in your barrel more than 15 minutes. But that would be the ultimate cleaning is that. But first, if you want to clean it properly, say if you're going to put your gun up, use a type of a cleaner like something other than sweets just to get the powder residue out first. Then the copper goes first. The copper goes through the bore. The powder comes behind it. So you got copper hitting your barrel first. Then your powder comes behind that. So you got 2 different fouling. You got your copper fouling, and you got your unburned powder fouling. So you got 2 different kind of chemicals each for each purpose. So you'd want to go ahead and clean for your unburned powder.
What cleans
first.
That?
I use shooter's choice. That's what I prefer. But there's a lot of different available cleaners out there. Hoppies is another very popular, but shooter's choice is what I use.
Well, David,
I use sweets as well in conjunction with shooter's choice.
well, first off, I want to tell everybody David is just located just past Minden over in Duberly. And when I went over there and took a gun, he did a great job. He put a scope on it. He cleaned the gun up. He polished the bolt. He did a trigger job and sighted it in for me. I haven't shot it yet, but I'm scared to because it looks so nice. But explain to me, you said we're going to clean the gun. We're going to put the gun up till hunting season, but then never go hunting with a gun that you cleaned, and shoot the first time at a deer, that you need to shoot it a few times, and then you don't clean it through the hunting season. Now, when we say clean it, we're not talking about wipe the mud off the
Right.
Now, we're talking
If it got rained on,
inside of the barrel.
Yeah.
Don't do it during the standard hunting season. So explain that. Don't try to make your first shot at a deer through a clean barrel.
Well, that's typically a cold, clean barrel will give you a different point of impact from a fouled barrel. Okay, in other words, the environment that you're putting this gun out. So you take the gun out of the cabinet, drive your safe, and you take it to your deer stand, and you got a 200-yard deer standing there, and you haven't fired the gun all year. It's still clean. Maybe you still have oil in it, and it might be from the last time you shot that rifle. Before you cleaned it, might be hitting dead on at 200. But on those conditions, usually you don't see anything unless the gun's been mishandled. It won't be too far off on something like a deer, probably, but you can't be sure unless you shoot it. But I would always say, before you go hunting, shoot your rifle. Make sure something hasn't gone awry. Make sure the gun is still shooting where you put it, and it's not necessary to clean that forward. And the worst scenario you would have, say you shot it. Say on one day, the next day you hunt with it, you still have a cold barrel, and those mechanics of the gun itself sometimes do change the point of impact on it. But you got to know where your first round is, because if you shoot a cold barrel, and even though the rifle is fouled and shot several times, you need to know where that first cold barrel shot is going to go, because some rifles shoot. The first one may be high left, and then they start punching holes a little bit lower and to the right. And the further away your target is that exponentially you're going to be further off on that cold barrel shot. So you just got to know your gun. I'll tell people, know your gun. But that's also what puts me in the kind of business that I do. I reload for people, and usually when I reload something like that, I can pretty much guarantee that the load itself produces shot after shot accuracy, be it cold barrel or even a hot barrel in some cases. But you got to take all that in consideration. Too much of anything is too much. So shoot 3 or 4 times, know what your point of impact is, and make sure that adjustment is there each time you get ready to hunt with it. But know your gun, know your first cold barrel shot, characteristics, where it's going to go.
Now, I know temperature plays a factor in this, but when you shoot 3 or 4 times and you consider the barrel hot, how long does it really take a barrel to cool down enough to shoot again and not be and back to square one?
Well, that's just all depends on the design of the barrel.
Okay.
Very thin barrel gets hot quick. And a heavier barrel and one that's fluted also helps the cooling effect of the barrel. The flutes themselves, but the heavier barrel will dissipate heat, hold it longer. It takes longer to cool off. But the primary reason about the hot barrel is that the burning rate of your powder, whenever you pull that trigger, the powder expands increasingly, as it pushes the bullet down forward. But the hotter the barrel, the hotter the powder burn is going to be, the more violent the burning rate is going to be, and you're going to have excessive, strings of your rounds going down range. Going to be higher and higher velocity as the barrel gets hotter. You can use temperature insensitive powders. They've come a long way by doing that. That in itself curtails a lot of that from occurring. In other words, you shoot a first cold barrel shot, and the 6th round you shot in consecutive order, there's the 6th round, you may have a barrel so hot you can't hardly touch it. Okay? But because the burning rates of your powder today and the temperature insensitivity, that group does not open up nearly as much as it would have 10 or 15 years ago.
David, I got a question for you. A lot of your gun stocks today, this is more of a preservation type question than is cleaning. They're composite stocks today. I've got an old 870 Wingmaster my dad gave me. It's a 20 gauge. It's got a good wooden stock on it. And years ago, he gave me a 2-liter bottle of a mineral spirit. And he said, son, if you always use this mineral spirit, it'll help preserve the stock on this gun. Is there anything specific or really good for putting on the old wooden stocks that maybe some of these guns have that you want to maintain that stock in good condition?
True oil is an old, I guess you call it a preserver. But true oil typically would be something gives you a high gloss, shiny type of wood, distinction. A lot of people don't like the true oil because it is so shiny, especially on the guns that you want to hunt with.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as preserving, they got what they call a linseed oil. Also, linseed oil. It soaks up into your wood, and it also that in itself will preserve the wood. Keeps it in some cases on a rifle anyway. Keeps it maybe from warping your barrel. Any kind of water, or any kind of preservative that keeps the water out of the wood would keep it from warping on a rifle,
mm-hmm.
so as not to affect your accuracy of your rifle, but just to keep the wood good and preserved. Anything like that, linseed oil, true oil, those products would work very well.
Hey, David, we're going to have about 30 seconds left. The $1 million question: how can a deer rifle that's supposedly dead on at the end of January put in a gun case, take it out in September, and it be off? How can the scope be off?
You got good ones and you got bad ones in any brand of scope. I don't know how a scope would otherwise be off unless something mechanically in the scope itself. But I mean, it's the way scopes are made today. You shouldn't have that problem unless it's a lesser quality scope.
Okay.
What about moisture in the gun cabinet?
Well, moisture in the gun cabinet would be a bad thing. I mean, I'd do whatever I could to. I mean, as far as the humidity, it's
right.
You can get little packs that you can put in the floor.
That silica gel stuff, yeah.
Silica gel, and you get several of those bigger ones and lay in there, maybe on the bottom at the top, and anything that's absorbing kind of humidity would be the ticket. But again, it's the guns they've got today with synthetic stocks, they don't warp, and a lot of times you find the better stocks, or they got aluminum blocks in them or fillers in them. You got free-floated barrels. All those qualities goes into a good, accurate rifle.
Brother, thank you so very much. What a great wealth of information. We had enough. I still had 10 or 12 questions I needed to get to, so we got to have you back again one day. Would you come back?
Yes, sir, gentlemen. Sure would.
David Glasscock and gun cleaning, and I'm going to tell you right now, because I still need to talk about shotguns and your handguns and things of that nature. We are going to have you back. We are hooking up and tracking down 11:30, the Tiger. Hey, if you're looking for insight and opinions, check out the Hooking Up and Tracking Down blog page to see what's on the minds of the legends of the great outdoors. This segment brought to you by Candyman Pet Lodge, Jimmy Grange's Natchitoches Ford, Bass Cash Bash, Toledo Town and Tackle, and United Rentals. Need tools and equipment that can handle your spring cleaning needs, or maybe you have a spring project coming up. United Rentals. Thank you, David Dushel. United Rentals has everything you need to handle any and all the jobs you may have. Just go to unitedrentals.com to learn more. And we're trying to get Chad Potts on right now, but real quickly, I want to. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Take it away, Brad.
Go ahead.
Here's your cigar fishing line tip of the week. If you're looking for a great line for pitching and flipping, Seagar has one that will put fish in the boat, whether it's heavy cover or deep structure. Seagar's flipping fluoro will get the job done. It's considered best in class on knot strength, abrasion resistance, and virtually no stretch for extra sensitivity, giving you better feel for better hook sets. So if you're looking for a line to get fish out of heavy cover, try Flippin' Fluoro, the official line used by Denny Brower. This has been your Seagar Fishing Line tip of the week. And by the way, if you haven't gone to their website, Seagar has a series of videos with Denny Brower, about 8 to 12 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go to that page and you can watch everyone. Denny gives you tips on jigs, what line to throw, what pound test, how to fish heavy cover. He covers the gamut of flipping and pitching.
You know what you would think? There's really only a couple of ways to fish a jig. You know, you either fish it on the bottom or you swim it.
Yeah.
But have you ever noticed? You ever gotten in the boat and just watched different guys the way they handle a jig? And some guys, boy, I mean, when the fish are doing that, they are gonna just shellac everybody.
Yeah.
You know, some guys kind of stroke it. You know, boy, it just stays on the bottom. Other guys bounce it a lot. Have you ever paid attention to somebody like Denny Brower? He never does the same thing twice till he figures out what the fish are doing. Yeah. And I think that's the most important thing, is to be observant. Don't get locked into one particular thing. You know, keep trying everything until you figure out exactly what the fish are doing. And it's just amazing.
Well, you know, with today's young anglers coming up, guys, I'll be the first to tell you, from what I see fishing at Rayburn and Toledo, the jig is not tied on as much as it used to be tied on.
No.
You're seeing a lot of guys throwing the beaver, the soft plastics a lot more now.
I'm going to tell you what, that silver-headed sucker there don't throw a jig for you, throw just about anything else.
Yeah. But see, Mike said that in that category of that age bracket, that's what a lot of those guys do. That's what they do.
You know, I hadn't caught one on jig this year.
You know what? You said that. I hadn't either.
Huh.
But you said that's what Jeremy Farrah caught that big fish on.
Yeah.
Now you know why me and Eccles had caught 11 pounder. We're trying to get Chad Potts from Bass Champs on the phone. We're having a tough time. And it could be weather related, because it's saying that all of the signals are busy. And that, I hope, does not give us complication with getting Larry Nixon on here at 12 noon.
Yeah, really.
I pray that there's not a problem there.
Yeah, there couldn't be any technical issues with somebody in Arkansas.
Hey, Brandon, can you read that other number? The cell phone number?
Everybody needs to hear all this. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and call that number.
We're watching you behind scenes.
Chad's cell phone number, by the way, is BR549.
Okay. Still yet to come at straight up 12 noon, like I just mentioned. 1983 Bassmaster Classic champion Larry Nixon. Do you remember?
Talk to Mike.
The video.
I was gonna have, before you say that, are you talking about the one scene? If you say Larry Nixon, everybody thinks of.
Yes.
Is that what you're thinking about?
Yes. Catching the fish on the worm and the lily pad.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he turns to his leg. He turns his head over his left shoulder and said, "Oh my God."
Yes.
To the cameraman.
Do you know though?
Well, at least that's what came over there.
I always thought that was the greatest format, because when he caught that fish, that was in the Mega Bass Championship, and that was when they had the lake set up like a golf course. And I loved that format, and I want to say that's where he made most of his money.
And they said that, and that's the reason I always wondered how Larry Nixon would have done in MLF, because everybody said at that time, Larry Nixon, if every tournament was. And was it the Mega Bass?
Mega Bass, yeah.
That's what it was called.
Yeah.
Okay. Where you just fish an hour and 15 minutes in this section, then you moved over this section. Everybody fished every section same period of time. It said if every tournament in the United States was on that format, Larry Nixon would win 9 out of 10 of them, because he was the best at that time at figuring something out instantly.
Megabucks.
Okay.
Megabucks. That's what it was. And you know what? You think about that. Would you say, because you did this up on Eagle Lake?
No, we did it on Cross Lake.
But you did it on Eagle Lake as well in that championship.
Well, half a lake,
Yeah. you think about, is a format like that really indicative of who's the best fisherman? Because everybody's fishing the same water for the same amount of time. That's at different times of the day.
Yeah.
And maybe this area would have been better to have started at, and this area was better fishing straight at 12 noon. And
I can't say that it says this is the best fisherman, but under that format, he was able to figure him out the fastest. But you put him in this section of the lake, says you've got to fish this for an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
In another tournament, you say, there's the lake, go find some fish.
Yeah.
Well, that same guy may not have found any fish.
Right.
So I can't say that is indicative of being the best fisherman.
Okay.
He just
I can
asked
buy
for
that.
that format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just always liked that format. I thought
Oh,
that
I
was
think-
so cool. They
Yeah,
rotated
I do
around.
too. I love
And
that.
I would love to see the return of that.
Yeah.
And you know what? It very well might be. That might be something cool, a little twist that
MLS.
Major League could do.
Yeah.
You know, they could put a little twist on it. So we're just not going to get to talk to Chad. Okay. Well, that's the way it goes.
We had that question. We were going to ask him what's the wood.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Wood. I don't know if it's wood Chevrolet or.
If you'd have to know what we're looking at. We're looking at the results
Yeah.
of this past weekend's Bass Champs tournament on Lake Fork, and where it says what's the top header?
That's truck.
It says truck.
You got boat there in a skeeter boat, but the truck that they're pulling it with, I don't
Maybe
know.
they bought the truck from Wood, and that means if they win, they're qualified for some bonus
that
bucks.
could be. Maybe that's what that is.
Okay.
It's a bonus.
And Wood might be a sponsor of that particular
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
I still like my idea.
I'll bet you most of those are from the area around Lake Fork, you know,
Yeah.
like Alba or
Probably so.
somewhere like that.
Probably so.
But I do know that we'll talk to Johnny Geis here about an hour from now, a little less than an hour, 12:30.
What is Johnny and Clinton need to be fishing? Texas team tournament?
Texas team tournament. Yeah. And but he and David Ortiz are good friends. David's also a guide over there on Lake Fork. All right, now I want to circle back around to Bass Cash Bash.
Okay.
Um,
Jeremy was that guy.
he didn't.
It
But the fish
wasn't a
wasn't
tag
tagged. The
fish.
fish wasn't tagged.
But still, you have your trophy size.
But no, it doesn't.
You have a trophy category.
I thought that was
10
just on
plus.
Toledo.
Is that just one lake?
Yeah, that's just on Toledo.
I don't know. I bet you we get a text from PD Vincent.
Yeah, PD.
I threw about 3 of them over 11 the other day.
Yeah.
You mean to tell
He
me?
had one he knew he wouldn't win the tournament that was over 8, and he decided not even to bet it. Isn't that the story you told me?
Yeah, that's it. I never thought about the
I don't think it applies. I don't think it applies.
I don't know.
Okay, why would it not if they're doing it down there?
Because they don't do it on Lake Fork.
Well, wait a second. But they do it on Toledo Bend because of the replica program.
Right.
We got it on Caddo Lake.
Well, yeah, but I don't think it applies
It
on
may
Caddo.
not. It may not.
But the long and short of it is, we got a tournament. There's going to be a lot of guys that are fishing Saturday. A lot of guys.
That's, y'all were right. Woods, thank you, Andy Ferran. Woods is a sponsor. If you place in the money and you bought a truck from Woods, you're up for.
Hey, I will take you
sponsorship
boys
money.
to the ball. Just get in the car.
Still think you can have a blue
Just
tip.
get in the car, load up. The old mule's got it.
Yeah.
Okay. But long and short, when it comes to the Bass Cash Bash, you're not gonna win that money if you did not. What is it? What is it? $50?
$50 plus 20 to get in the bonus, which is a T-shirt thing. I think.
Yeah.
And that'll get you another $1,000 if you're just in it.
Yeah.
Another $20 gets you another $500 if you're in the bonus end, got the T-shirt. And if you're fishing the Boss tournament, April the 7th, March the 7th,
Yeah.
and you catch a tag fish, and you're in the program, you will get an additional $500 from PD Vincent.
I have a
So
question.
Tag fish could be worth $2,000, but only if you enter the program.
Now, one of the things that a lot of guys would say, "Oh my God, I'm fishing a tournament." Obviously, you would think that the tag fish are not going to be in the slot, but you can.
No. The
you-
tag, yes, sir. They can be in the slot.
It could be a slot
Sure.
fish.
You don't keep the fish. You keep
Okay,
the tag.
that's what I was going to say.
What you
just
got to
remove
do
the
is not
tag.
like I did Monday. Catch a fish and never think to look it for the tag.
Yeah,
That's
Oh,
going to
yeah,
be the biggest.
yeah.
thing. You got to get in the right mindset,
yeah,
just like in MLF, not throwing that fish over the side
Yeah.
of the boat.
yeah.
You know, it took some of them about a year to get out of that habit.
and this year, I think it's a dark blue. Some of the other years have been bright color, like a bright green.
Yeah.
It's been easy to spot. I
Yeah.
saw that fish the other day on his website, and I thought, man,
I want to say all of the tags, and it looks like a little almost like a piece of wire, and it's right behind the dorsal fin on the tail side of the dorsal fin.
Yeah.
So be looking there. Any fish that you catch. And the good news is this goes all the way to what, July 4th?
Yes, July 4th.
And basscashbash.com is where you go to get registered. It's really.
I don't know how important it is, but the B on each word, I mean, the first letter in each word is capitalized.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So, well, that's what he said.
www.bass.
Capital B.
I went to Google.
Hey, Larry Nixon is ready to go. We're going to visit with him here in just a sec. 1983 Bassmaster Classic champion Larry Nixon is all the guys are getting prepared for the Bassmasters Classic, which will start Friday. Starts in 2 days.
You
know, and
on
you
Lake
say
Donisville.
1983 Bassmaster Classic champion.
Sounds like
I don't
100
want
years
to-
ago.
It does, but guess what? He's still fishing, still competitive.
In the FLW, yeah. I mean, he still
Okay, so here we go. No.
doesn't have
P. Benson, no. The only reason I do the 10 plus complete is because the weigh stations are in place around the lake, right on the water, so the fish can be weighed and go right back in.
Yeah.
So thank you, PD, for
Okay.
responding.
Good. So
Cleared that up.
But you could still catch a tag fish.
Yeah, no doubt.
Any fish.
BassCashBash.com. Larry Nixon is next. We are hooking up and tracking down 11:30, the Tiger. Welcome to the Hooking Up and Tracking Down Show, a program dedicated to all outdoorsmen with tips and info that'll make you a better outdoorsman. Sit back and enjoy the legends of the outdoors radio. Gary McCoy here, along with the Ranger Iowa Pro Staffer Steve Graff, the old Mudhead Mike Eccles, and this segment brought to you by the Red River Waterway Commission, Iowa Rods and Reels, Seagar Fishing Line, and Lake Fork Marina. Make your cabin, motel, or RV park reservations now at the #1 resort on Lake Fork. It's Lake Fork Marina and Motel.
Hook It Up and Tracking Down Show is pleased to announce that the 2020 Bass Champ Circuit is out. Considered the best team bass fishing circuit in Texas. Up next, East Texas Division Event number 3 on Sam Rayburn, March the 7th out of Humphrey Pavilion. Win cash, prizes at each event, and maybe a brand new Skeeter boat. If you love team bass fishing, Bass Champs is a circuit for you. The entire 2020 Bass Champs schedule for it, to see it, whatever you want to do, go to BassChamps.com.
You wrote that.
Look it up on Google.
Okay, our phone still isn't working. Apparently,
Yeah.
Mother Nature and AT&T are having a pissing contest, and Mother Nature's winning that battle
So far.
because of all the water in the ground. And you know what? That was another thing. They laid all hyper optics.
Yeah, hyper optics.
The hyper optics.
Hyperactive optics.
That's the one. Anyway, fiber optics, they laid those in the ground. And somehow or another, I don't know what happens in this particular area of West Shreveport. When it rains, it's inevitable that you're going to have phone problems. And we're trying to get Larry Nixon on the line now, but we got to get a phone line that's actually working to make that happen because we've got a lot of stuff for him. Bassmaster Classic starts Friday. What?
We've done this before. Called him on a cell phone and held it to a microphone. We've done that.
Yeah, I don't know how good it will be.
We did it and it worked.
Actually, yeah, I can try it.
Stand by, Elizabeth.
Me again, Margaret.
Yeah. Ethel, get me the diner. Sarah.
Tell Floyd at the barber shop, get on.
Juanita.
Can you hear the phone line ringing? Can you? Okay.
Hey.
This is creative radio here.
What year is this?
Stand here and hold that.
Oh my God.
Larry Nixon probably turned his cell phone off in anticipation of talking to us.
There we go. Okay. Larry don't want to talk to you.
No. Tell it, send him a text to him, call you on that number.
Turn the ringer on. Okay. Bassmasters Classic starts Friday. Okay, you know what? I just did it right there. Everybody that I know says the Bassmasters Classic. It's not the Bass, because I just did it myself.
Yeah.
It is the Bassmaster Classic. You ever notice that?
Well, it's the Masters.
Lake Guntersville. This is really going to get long. Lake Guntersville.
53. Are they still taking? How do you qualify for the champion? Is there one
Elite Series points champions? Federation
one angler.
I think it's one from each division.
Yes, that's correct.
I was going to say, I think it's one from each division.
Back down
and then if you, like with Daryl Gleason, the opens, if you fished all 4 of the opens in a division and you won one of those,
right,
then you got to go in. So that would be a total of what, 12 in their Eastern, Central.
Yeah. Y'all trying to figure out how many total there are?
No, there's 53. We want to know how they get to 53.
Oh, okay.
In the top 40 from the Elite.
Top 40, that's correct.
Top 40 from the Elite. Then you've got the Central Open winners.
Yeah.
You got the Central Open winners, and then you've got the Federation winners.
He said you never got to call it either.
Yeah.
So even the cell phones are down.
Oh, wow. I'm telling you, AT&T and Mother Nature, they're duking it out. But how come he got a text?
Well, that's what I was just asking.
I can't hear you, but I can see you writing. Okay. I'll just sit here.
Yeah.
I'm carrying this. You two boys are playing on your phone.
We hope y'all enjoy today's show.
Yeah.
Because it is.
And this is going to repeat. This is going to repeat Saturday.
Hey, tune in again.
If you didn't get bored today, rest assured you can do it all over again Saturday morning from 6 to 8 right here on the Tiger, 11:30.
Exactly.
Okay, the Classic can start now. Are you one of those? Are you going to watch it online all 3 days of competition?
I hope I can watch at least 2 days. You know, I don't spend all day, but I'll spend a couple of hours. Hopefully, I can have a little time to do that.
Yeah.
And Sunday today, I really like to
does
watch.
Does that add a dimension that will take fishing into the next
I think
generation?
So. It's live. I mean, you're right there live.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what makes it what it is to me.
How often have you seen that, they've got like, well, so-and-so has approximately 17 pounds in the boat. He's in the lead. Have you seen the tournament yet where that guy was wrong? His fish weren't nearly as big as he thought they were.
Most of the time, they weigh more than what they say.
Okay.
The
so
guy,
if they think they got 12, they might have 15.
The guys, the anglers out there, when they give that report, they really they give the report they've got to. That's what makes it what it is.
Right.
They really don't want the attention. Because if
all of a sudden they got 26 pounds, then they got 418 boats that are following them.
They don't want the attention that day. They really don't.
Yeah.
So they're going to be conservative in what they say. So,
but I don't know how much control they really have over their marshals.
Well, you know what? Now I want to mention this. With the great relationship we've got with the Red River Waterway Commission, and supposedly the Red River coming back around. Some areas they say there's a little bit of grass showing back up.
It is.
Some things are starting. Will we ever see the return of BASS on the Red River?
I've actually asked that question to some of the BASS officials, and they have said yes. At some point, they could see it coming back to Shreveport.
No, Mike says no.
No, I don't think it'll happen because they're living off the past. They haven't been down there and seen where we've lost, and I'm just pulling these numbers out of my head or someplace else, how much water depth places that was 4 and 5 foot deep now is 1.5 foot deep.
That you can't get to.
We have lost so much. There's people catching fish down there. Sure there is.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people catching fish down there. But I can't go put 110 boats on there.
Now, are those places, those backwater places, are they silted in to the point to where only a metal boat could get into them?
No. I mean, I've been on it some, and even in Sullivan's. Now, the very back of Sullivan's, where you've got to pick your way through it's a little tougher now than it used to be, but
yeah,
you can still.
When's the last time you fished a tournament on Red River?
It's been over a year ago. 2 years, probably 2 years now. Yeah.
When was the last time that Boss was on the Red River? I know it was a choice.
It was you could fish the river or cross lake.
Yeah.
But I will say this: when they went to Pittsburgh, 3 Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
That was all river. It was no backwater.
Yeah, it was the lowest weight that ever won a classic.
But they said it's one of the best classics they ever had.
Really?
Yeah, as far as people viewership.
Okay, yeah, but who's saying that? Yeah.
But you know what, Mike? You know what? We talked about this with Bill Taylor or Tripp or one of them, and the fishery itself has very little to do with the actual tournament.
Yep.
Oh no, you're right.
You know, it has everything to do with how much money they can make. You know,
if Shreveport can put the money up, I think they'll be back.
But
boy, that's changed.
Here's what's going to happen.
You're gonna bring it. You're gonna make it personal now.
Yeah.
Come on, what's wrong with you?
I can tell you exactly which direction that'd go.
Yeah.
You start trying to get the city of Shreveport trying to do something like that.
Yeah.
But the deal that we just got through saying that's what's making it so spectacular is this on the water coverage and live reports.
Yeah.
And I know they've got marshals. But when you put the river in the condition it is right now, these tailboats, these trail boats and camera boats and stuff are not going to be able to follow these anglers.
They will have and you're talking about danger at that point. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, right. You know what? I guess the last live on the water coverage of a tournament that I watched was when Randall Tharp won the FLW on the Red River. That was the last one that I've watched on Red River. Was when Randall Tharp won it. Remember, he was fishing pads.
Yeah.
And I want to say, you know, it was a pretty well done deal on that final day of competition. Right. You know, he had pretty well wrapped it up.
Right.
And that was before he ever thought about going to Major League. I don't even know that Major League was a big time player at that point. I mean, obviously they were around.
It wasn't even formed yet.
Yeah, it was formed. It's been going on for 15 years now, 12 years.
MLF?
Yeah. 12 years. Yeah.
But Tharp wasn't in that.
No, Tharp was not in that. That's what I'm saying. They are into. I think they said the other day this is their 12th season. Now they weren't.
I must have been abducted by aliens.
Gosh.
And
we had them.
Put in a coma. My butt hurt.
We were talking to Major League guys when what's the boy's name? Ultimate Bass.
Ultimate Max.
Joe Thomas.
Joe Thomas.
Yeah. Because remember, I didn't know the difference between the two, and Graf was the only one that was educated on that. He was like, "Oh yeah, they've been around. Look it up. How long has MLF been around? Yeah. When was MLF formed? All right, we're gonna find out." I saw something the other day. I think they said they were
2011.
I think they said they were their 12th. Maybe.
Right. Some reason that's what's popped in my head. History.
All right, we're looking this up for you. Let's see here. Because we don't have phone lines.
Yeah, we don't know what to talk about.
Yeah. We were going to give away $1 million to the 101st caller, but we can't get them. Dang.
2011 and aired. I was right. First Mix event was filmed at Amstead 2011.
Okay, so it's 9 years.
What are you? That internet thing's not everything's cracked up to be. That could be false.
Okay.
All right, so I was wrong. 9 years.
9 years.
I knew they'd been around a while.
Yeah, and Tharp was in FLW, till 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Then he jumped over.
Now, I want to say that Tharp, you know, when he made that, did he make the jump to BASS right out of winning FLW, or did he go straight to MLF out of winning the FLW?
No, he went straight to MLF from FLW.
So he's never fished the BASS. Yeah, he did.
No,
he's fished
right.
BASS.
At least 2 years,
yeah. Okay. So he went straight to BASS out of FLW.
Yeah.
And it makes
Yeah.
you when all the dust settles, will MLF survive in its present form?
I say no.
Okay. If you were going to change something about MLF, you were on the board, you're in charge of that. If you were going to change something about MLF, what would it be?
I would definitely institute the new rule that they then.
The 2 pound rule?
That's definitely got to stick.
Okay. You got to be at least 2 pounds or you don't count.
At least 2 pounds. And I think what they ought to do is mix up some of their events. Some of them need to be a 5-fish tournament, and the other ones need to be their regular format.
But they need the coverage on all the anglers all day.
Because based off the surveys that have been done,
yeah,
especially when Ken Smith Fishing did his survey, the millennials, who is to me the crowd you need to be pulling in.
Yeah, that's where you're recruiting.
It ranks number 3 on their list of things to watch.
Really?
They'd rather watch BASS.
Ma Bell's basket weaving.
No.
Oh.
Out of the three circuits.
Yeah, 3 circuits. They'd rather watch BASS first, FLW second.
Y'all really thought I meant Ma Bell's basket weaving? Okay.
MLF third. So my point is that's your next generation of people come. They don't want to watch MLF.
Yeah.
They don't care about it.
How popular, as Ken talked about this, how popular are the fishing videos, the how-to videos, the actual fishing videos on YouTube?
Oh, I'd say that on the chart.
Yeah, they are off the chart. Yes.
Would
Every year in about February the 1st, I have to go on the video and try to learn how to tie the fluorocarbon knot again.
I did it yesterday.
But I forget. I will say it depends on who they are. Like I've done several, and I have very few views. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Here, let me interject here.
I've tried to get more views, but nobody watches me.
Well, where do we look for you? You never said it. You never told us where to look.
I don't know.
Is it Steve Graff Fishing?
Yeah, try that. That might work.
Sit tight. We are hooking up and tracking down. I know you're having fun now. Hey, just think you got this for free.
Right.
So if you don't like it, you get your money back.
Yeah.
11:30, the Tiger. Hey, thank you for tuning in, hooking up and tracking down 11:30 the Tiger. Make sure to check out our Facebook page, Hooking Up and Tracking Down. You couldn't have made that any harder of a name, could you?
I know.
So look,
If you could turn back the clock 12
Yeah.
years,
Yeah.
we'd just be known as the hookers. That's it,
hookers and trackers.
Yeah.
That's a completely different
I
website.
always thought that was a midnight show.
Yeah, that's one of them
Not a noon.
after dark shows. Yeah. But it's H, and I need to explain this. I need to explain how hard it is to look at. It's HOOK apostrophe N
Yeah.
UP and TRACK apostrophe N
Yeah.
down.
Damn.
You were drunk when you came up with that, weren't you? You know what we ought to call it.
Actually, my daughter came up with the
Look
name.
at it. See, now I just called your daughter a drunk. I'm so sorry.
That's
We
all
know.
right. Meredith, you're listening.
Meredith-
that was good.
Meredith, you know what? You are a sweet princess, my girl.
But
Thank you so
here's what
Take
happened.
your daddy to Dallas to go watch the Mavericks, and
I
and
guess
keep him over a
because-
few days.
I guess because of the Texas Long hook 'em. A lot of people
Oh.
say hook 'em up.
Oh, okay.
Hook 'em up.
Yeah.
Track 'em down.
Inside and outdoors information on our Hooking Up and Tracking Down Facebook page with some great giveaways. like and share us for your opportunity to win some awesome prize packages. This segment is brought to you by Super ATV. Thank you to my brother-in-law, Dennis Boyd, of the gang at Super ATV. United Rentals, J&J Exterminating. How about that big old fish, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Spro Lures, Exodus Batteries, Trade Moore, and the gang at Exodus Batteries, and Sam Rayburn Marina Resort. For a relaxing place not too far from home, check out Sam Rayburn Marina Resort. Volleyball court, kids playground, and cabins on a private beach. Perfect for a great getaway. Go to samrayburn.marinaresort.com to learn more.
Now, that's a long website.
Hey, when was the last time you played volleyball?
Oh, God, it's been a long time.
Did you ever play volleyball?
We played it last summer.
Did you? Do you remember Bruce Kersey?
Yeah.
Bruce Kersey used to have a big volleyball game at his house because we all lived in Blanchard. He had a big volleyball game, and I'm talking about he had the net, and the sand,
Sand
and
court?
the whole shooting match.
Oh, y'all was
And
into
I'm
it.
telling you, there is nothing like a bunch of drunk rednecks out there in cowboy boots playing volleyball.
Well, the only thing worse is, we got time for my volleyball story?
Certainly.
Okay.
Before we get to my CD promo, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, we played every time when we go on our summer trip to Cancun, Cozumel, El Guacamole, whatever, Cabo San, Lucas McCain, or something, and we stay in these resorts, and every afternoon get down there, and they're going to have a volleyball game in the pool.
In the pool.
Every evening, everywhere we go, you have a volleyball game. And one year I was down there, and I may have told the story. My daughter-in-law, who at that time was the softball coach for North Dakota, had given me a visor, white visor, and it had SD on it. And I'm out there playing volleyball. Well, there's this young boy down there whose goal that week was to drink every beer in Mexico.
And you were helping him.
And he was on my team, or we were on the same side of the net, whatever you want to call it. And he was on his way, buddy. And but he had kind of took me under his wing. He just couldn't hold his wing up. And he finally looked at my hat and he said, SD, Indy,
Indy.
But I didn't correct you. Go ahead.
North Dakota. Yeah. He looked at Indy. Does that stand for? And I almost said it. And he said, Notre Dame. And I said, yes. And he said, how did you get that hat? I said, I'm a coach. Oh my God. So the whole volleyball game, it was like he was all over me.
You're a new best friend.
And thank God he was so drunk that he didn't comprehend that the football team doesn't have a
Visor.
batting coach. I don't even know what I was telling him. And when we got ready to get out of the pool about 5:30, 6 o'clock to go to our room, get ready for supper, to get out, and it was just like, and my wife says, you need to square this up right now. You've treated this kid too bad, too long. Do the right thing. So I did. I got a pen, and I autographed that. Visor. Coach Appleton gave it to him.
He's got it hanging on his wall. Where'd you get that hat? Man, I played volleyball with the Notre Dame coach.
If you can't dazzle with brilliance, you got to baffle them with BS.
All right, Sealy Outdoors. Attention, all anglers. If you want to win money like the pros, then you'll need to fish the Bob City Big Bass Splash. Up first, Lake Gunnersville, right there where the Bassmaster Classic is this week, March 27th, 28th, and 29th. $280,000 in cash prizes will be up for grabs, as well as $148,000 plus in hourly payouts. All for weighing one fish, y'all. I mean, good gosh. No one does it like Bob City, so make plans now to fish this and many more City events scheduled for 2020. To register for this and all City events, go to SealyOutdoors.com.
I tried to figure out a minute ago how many classics I have fished in. Counting this year, it's none.
I'm wondering what you're going to throw out there.
Well, I mean, one of the things that we came up with is our Exodus Batteries question of the day.
Yeah.
With so many new faces and first-time anglers in the Classic, what's the biggest challenge that anglers have managing the Classic? And I don't think that really matters. That's why my experience really comes into play, my Classic experience. I don't think it really matters who else is competing. I think what really matters is whether or not you can get on the fish, and whether or not you might have those fish or that area to yourself.
Okay.
And then can you manage especially at the end of the first day, the leader is going to have that crowd control issue the next day if they didn't have it the first day.
You're missing my point of the question.
Okay.
You're thinking it from a fishing perspective.
Certainly.
I'm looking at this from all the stuff that they got to go through, interviews, all the people pulling at them in different directions.
Well, you have new anglers every year in the Classic.
Yeah, you did, but you got a lot of new anglers.
Brian Herschel really it bothered him big time.
Well, again,
they didn't have the pressure.
No,
Brian.
It
wasn't quite as big. It was big, but
you still have you don't have those 2 days that you can't practice and then you come back.
Right.
That they used to, because they would go in. I can remember Homer Humphreys going in, and Laura, Homer's wife, told me that they treat the wives like gods or goddesses. She said it was the greatest experience that she'd ever gone through. Especially
we heard David Fritz talk about that.
Especially the media day, and she said that even Homer said they just roll out the red carpet for you.
Tonight's the night of their banquet. They have the dinner.
Well, that's smart, because down the line you're going to have an angler say, "I just don't think I'm going to try that next year. It's just too much work." Well, I said, "Oh, yes, you are. Yes, you are. I'm going back.
I'm writing the check. Here's your entry money right now."
Talking to Daryl Gleason this week, earlier in the week, I kind of asked Daryl this same question, and he said, "Boy, that's a great question." He said, "This is a different tournament than I have ever fished in my entire life. Not just because it's a Classic. It's the directions that you are pulled in so many directions for interviews, sponsorship meetings." He said, "Fishing is a relief to go fishing."
Oh yeah, just getting out on the water.
Back. He said, "Man, that's when you get back in your element." He said, "You get so consumed with all this other stuff. What song you gonna play? What song you want to come in with?"
Oh yeah,
he said,
your walkout music.
Yeah, there's so much going on. He said it's overwhelming at times.
Interviews and us bothering them. I mean, you always got Graf on the phone. Hey, listen, when you win, we want to make sure we have you on Wednesday.
They're blowing up their
All right,
phone.
let me ask you a question that it's going to sound like we're chasing a squirrel real quick, but I'm not. With the Classic, in its present form, what do you think would be the toughest part as a new angler? You've never been to this big dance before. What would be the toughest part for you, Mike?
Being on camera. Now, I'm going to say this, and everybody's going to say,
yeah,
it wouldn't bother me. That's something that I've never really had a problem with.
Yeah.
Not in its Classic.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, we have people that are dubious or skeptical about doing radio interviews because they're nervous.
Yeah.
The media attention and people that just can't handle it or nervous, it just freaks them out. That's the biggest.
What about you? What would be the toughest part for you?
Not weighing a fish.
Yeah.
That would be super.
Yeah, but see, nobody expects you to.
Probably true. So that's going with a limit. They're going to be on their feet.
Yes. Okay, then let me ask you another question. Do you think that they pay an entry fee to fish the Classic?
No.
Okay.
No.
The reason why I bring this up is, Mike, on a local level, let's say that in the Boss Tournament Trail, because we have to pay an entry fee to fish the Boss Classic, if you will.
Yeah.
Have you ever found out from anglers, would you pay an extra $10 per tournament or $20 per tournament to go straight to our championship? Found out where it stood at that.
It would have to be 50.
It'd have to be 50. Okay.
It would have to be 50. And I think, I've never asked that.
Yeah.
But, okay, you pay 180 4 times, 200 for the championship, or you pay 230 4 times.
Right.
You still wind up paying the same thing.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Still paying the same thing.
Yeah. All right. Good point.
The deal is that with national TV coverage, they don't have to charge $200, $300 interest.
Well, they had the city of Birmingham or Gunnersville, write the check for that.
Exactly.
Right. Do you think that in regards to the BASS, maybe the Classic might not ever return to the Red River? Will the Red River get to be a destination for bass anglers again? Are those days over?
I think the restocking program that the Red River Waterway Commission is, and I take my hat off to them. They're doing a great job with that.
Where'd all those big fish go, Steve?
Yeah.
There was a ton of big fish in the river.
Yeah.
Where'd they go?
Now, I've talked to some guys that are I'll tell you who won it. Cole Garrett's one of them. Cole caught a 7-pounder not too long ago on the Red River.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, and I talked to another guy who fished it last week.
Mm-hmm.
He called me. He said, dude, the river's coming back, man.
Mm.
He said, it's getting good.
What do you think, Mike?
So I think it will be a destination to individual anglers.
You don't think we'll ever see the heyday again of BASS here and FLW?
No, because I mean the sister river. I mean they predicted it. Arkansas River, Pine Bluff.
Yeah.
Told us.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while you got it.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to last. And we laughed at it. And it's just exactly. I mean, it's just a model of what happened to the.
When's the last time they've been back to Arkansas River?
They haven't. And when's the last time you heard somebody say, "I'm taking my vacation going to
Arkansas
Bluff."
River?
Yeah. But there's there's enough.
Good point.
There's enough people catching fish now on the river that the word will get out, and somebody. I mean, there'll be people that start going back down, and it's really. I shouldn't say this because I know some guys going to kill me. But there's not many better crappie fish places than Red River now.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, I've heard this from other guys.
So it's still, I mean, even though the bass fishing might have declined, the crappie fishing has improved.
You look at the ride. Is Toledo being out of the question to be the host lake, but have the weigh-in in Shreveport? Because
For the Classic?
Gunnersville, it's an hour drive.
What was that one in Houston?
Go to Birmingham.
You know, what was the Classic they had in
Conroe.
Houston? At Conroe.
Yeah,
That was what, 45 minutes an hour?
45 minutes to an hour. Oklahoma City. When they were, what was that lake? Was it?
Yeah, but you're talking 45 minutes an hour. We're talking an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes to get from Cypress Bend downtown Shreveport.
Well, let's say you don't go out of Cypress Bend.
Let's say you go to Converse.
Oh, yeah, we're going to hold the Classic out of Converse.
Well, it's
Sure.
only
53
boats.
boats.
It's only 50-something boats. That's my point.
You can do that at Jolly Rogers.
Circle Drive. I mean, you're on the north end of the lake, but
Yeah.
it's prime time north end of the lake right now.
Yeah.
On Toledo Bend. But I don't know. I always wondered if that.
But you know what? The Classic has never been to Toledo because they didn't have the population draw that they needed in that part of the world.
Right. To host it.
Right there on
Right,
that.
right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, we're going to try to get Johnny Geis.
We've been trying to get Johnny Geis. We can't get Johnny Geis.
You called Johnny?
Well,
I can call him.
We've
We'll
been
try. I'll
trying.
try again.
We've tried we have no phone line.
Or
now
a cell phone.
We're going to pass out solo cups in a big long string here in just a minute. See if we can get Johnny on. See how that goes down. We are hooking up and tracking down 11:30. The Tiger. If there's any part of today's show that you missed, like that part where we had Larry Nixon on, if you missed that,
Yeah. If you missed it,
tune in again Saturday morning. You're going to miss it all over again. 'Cause we didn't have no phone.
we apologize.
But if there is a part of today's show, maybe a segment that you want to hear again, that part where Graf owned up to the fact that, if he weighed in a limit at the Classic, it would be a miracle.
earth shattering.
Well, tune in Saturday morning, 6 until 8 o'clock, right here on 11:30 The Tiger. This segment presented by Primo Targets, B&M Baits, Jimmy Granger's Natchitoches Ford, and Lake Fork guide Johnny Geis. Make your plans right now to go out with a 4-time Lake Fork Guide of the Year, Johnny Geis. Go to mybigfish.com to book your trip today.
Real quick, Super ATV accessory of the week. This week's ATV super ATV accessory is fender flares. If you're someone who enjoys riding southern swamps and going through mud holes, you need a set of fender flares. Fenders are designed to keep you clean and engineered to give you extra protection from the elements. Easy installation and a perfect fit for whatever ATV you're running. To see these fender flares and other accessories, go to superatv.com.
And on the newly modified Primo Targets hotline,
Yes.
it looks a whole lot like a cell phone being held up to a microphone.
Yeah.
We've got the Lake Fork Guide of the Year, Johnny Guys. Hello, brother.
Hey guys, how's it going?
This is.
I told you
Is
it
it
worked.
working, Brandon? Can you hear him?
I feel like we're in a garage or something.
I can hear you. Can
A
you hear
radio
me?
show.
Sounds good. Okay, so Johnny, first off, I want to congratulate David Ozio. We were talking earlier, and I mentioned that he was a good friend of yours and another guy over there on Lake Fork. He did really well in the Bass Champs on Lake Fork this past weekend.
Yeah, I got a fourth place, I think.
And you know what? Those guys who won the tournament all the way to number one, they demonstrated exactly what you tell guys when guys come over and they want to be guided. They want you to show them where to catch some fish to possibly win a tournament. You always tell them that the thing to target is the big unders.
And you really had to search hard, and they were hard to catch that day. I think they had 310 teams, and only about 7 pounds actually won a check. So it was a super tough day. Not one over caught out of 620 anglers that day. So the next day they turned on and fish went to bite.
One of the things that occurs to me though is even though there wasn't an over caught that day, I wonder how many 5, 6, 7 pound fish were caught that day that just couldn't come to the scale.
Oh, they caught a lot of slot fish, and we always do. I mean, it's this time of the year you're gonna catch 5 to 8 pound fish, but trying to get that over doesn't come every week.
Well, Johnny, what about you right now? How are your customers faring?
I've been doing some crappie, trying to track those down. They're just hitting the shallows, starting to catch some of those. I hadn't found a big nest of males yet, but I expect to do that tomorrow. And trying to bass fish a little bit now as they start to move up. We got some 61-degree water 2 days ago. Picked up a dozen bass and several top end slot fish. So catch them on underspins, the little spinner under a swim bait and a Cinco type bait. And man, it's just about to get right. We finally got a little warmth on the water.
Okay, so as far as an expectation now, I mean, if a guy called you and he wanted to go tomorrow after this big front comes in, are you going to tell him, hey, it's going to be tough, or are you going to tell him, hey, water temperature's still hanging in the low to mid 50s, we ought to catch them all?
Well, it like I said, it hit 61 day before yesterday. We had some warm nights. It's only 52 right now. We've had a tremendous amount of rain. It's going to have a little bit of a rise in the lake. What usually happens, the only thing that might hold us back from having a great day the next couple of days, we'll probably have the gates open for a little bit, letting a little bit of this rise off the lake. But these fish are moving up. They didn't spawn in February, so they're kind of backed up on their cycle. And I think we're really having a bait fish movement to shallow waters, as well as the crappie. They're moving up, so our bass are right there with them. So we're gonna catch fish tomorrow.
Now, Johnny, MLF's coming in there in 2 weeks, right after the Classic. Those guys are probably their timing probably couldn't be better.
It's going to be an awesome slugfest, really, because the full moon's hitting about that time. If we just don't get a real big cold front right in the middle of it, when they do the leaderboard updates, they're not going to have to worry about a 2 pounder. They'll have 5 to 7 pound leaderboard updates, so it's going to be that good.
Well, Johnny, do you think that just because it's Lake Fork, any lake that MLF has gone to, the anglers have still zeroed in on amount of bites. I mean, they're more concerned with getting a lot of bites. Even when they came to Caddo Lake, Kevin Van Dam threw a dang jerkbait, and caught 2 pound fish. When they come to Lake Fork, will you see them still trying to catch a lot of 2 pound fish?
They could try. They're going to be catching bigger ones than that, though, because they'll be in the nesting cycle, and you really won't find you might hit some little buck bass in a cove that are just coming in and you run up some numbers there. But I don't think they just try to catch small ones. I mean, like most places, I think they try to catch as many fish as they can. And I guess if it was a 5-fish limit tournament, after they got their 5, they'd go doing something different. But most everybody I know, they want to put 5 fish on the string in the live well and move up from there. So,
well, I've actually got a 2-tier question here. Number one, when you have been on before, I mean, I've been in the boat with you enough to see it. You are the biggest believer in the solar tables of anybody, and you've got an app that you, exclusively use. What is that app? That's the first part of the question.
Okay, go ahead with the second part.
I can take it. It's the same one we use for hooking up and tracking down.
What is
IsoLunar chart?
IsoLunar chart.
Yeah, it's about fishing times is what shows on.
Okay. Does the lunar chart affect bedding fish like it does any other time when they are most active, or do you just have to ease up on a bedding fish and be stealthy and then catch her?
Well, anybody that's ever sight fished or watched bedding fish, I mean, you might spend the whole day and not get them bite some days, especially if they just move up. They're both up there together and they're rolling over on their sides. They're just not going to bite at that time. And you might come back 5 hours later, they'll hit the first thing that falls in there. So I don't think the solar tables, as much as the moon phase triggers that spawning cycle, but when they feed or what they protect on the nest, it just depends on how far they're along on laying their eggs and guarding those eggs.
And the name of that app again, IsoLunar
chart.
IsoLunar chart.
I call it solar, but it's probably solar, but it's related to the moon phase, and basically when the moon's directly overhead, that's a major feeding period. When the moon is directly underfoot, it's a major feeding period. So two a day and the 2 minors.
Well, I mean, Johnny believes in it so much that you actually set your alarm on your phone to go off at the start of that. I mean, we've seen you do it.
That.
And then all of a sudden, immediately, it's like every rod in the boat is bowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no absolutes, and again, I'm gonna fish all day, every day that I can, and I just want to be in the best area I know during that perfect time when it's supposed to happen. But weather conditions, wind factors, boat control, a lot of things will trigger whether it'll be absolute or not. And there's 4 times where it just gives you something to target and pay attention to, and I hope that, hey, we need 2 more hours, we'll be in the major feeding time. So.
But kind of spin off of Gary's question, don't you find it to be the IsoLunar chart more effective like after the spawn, like going in summer and fall?
I would think so. And again, that solar table, IsoLunar table, it also predicts the better days to fish, and those are usually related to the moon phase. So that just means there'll be more fish up shallow during those periods. And as far as the actual feeding of that, I would imagine the nesting fish are not quite on that cycle of when they want to feed. They got other things on their mind.
Okay, Johnny, the Lake Fork Lake record has stood at, 18 pounds? 16 pounds? 18.18. That has stood for, over 20 years now, right?
That is correct.
Will it ever be broken?
We had a 16-pounder 2 years ago, and she was turned loose back in the lake. So I personally don't think so, but I might catch her tomorrow. You never know on this lake.
Is there a world record bass alive in Lake Fork right now?
I wouldn't bet a lot of money on that. I don't know how we'd ever know that unless somebody comes out with it. No, I don't think so, to be honest with you. It probably needs to be a newer lake.
Wow. I'll be darned.
Tell us about the 3 fish. You said there's been 3 sharelunkers caught in the last week.
Yeah, our legacy sharelunk program starts March 1st, or January 1st through the end of March. And it was for bass that were over 13 pounds, and there were 3 that were weighed in during that time. And one 13-pounder, one 14, and one 15. And one guy caught 2 of them, believe it or not, on that Lake Allen Henry.
That's a good day.
I'm going to tell you right. Was that in the same day?
No, it was a month or 2 months apart.
They caught on what lake?
Lake Cockrell?
Blake Cockrell.
Oh, that's the guy's name, Blake Cockrell.
Oh.
What lake was he on? Was it the same lake for both of you?
Lake Allen Henry is south of Lubbock.
Okay. What's the new big lake gonna be? Is it this Nakanish?
That's not a very big lake.
No. What I'm saying is that lake
Fish.
is that lake gonna be one of those that could produce a world record or not big enough?
I don't think it'll probably be big enough to do a world record. There has been a shareholder call to that. And Lake Nacogdoches, which is right there in Lufkin too, it just kicked out this 15-pounder. So a lot of good fishing right around Lufkin, Texas.
Yeah.
I don't believe anybody can argue the fact that the next world record will come out of California.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, it was caught, had to be released, wasn't
It was foul hook.
Yeah. And so, that's California. I hate it. I think I'm going to catch one on Caddo. But I'm going to say it's got to be California.
Well, you know what, Johnny, with it being the spawn and everything, do you ever have clients that just exclusively want to go looking for bedfish?
Oh, absolutely. And again, if it's a bright sunny day and there's not much wind, that's really what you need to be doing. But if it's just normal, I catch more fish not focusing on bedfish, and that limits a little bit to how many you're going to catch today, because usually only one person gets to fish that bedfish at the same time. And if you got 2 or 3 guys in a boat, kind of boring day for them when one guy's standing up front and they're sitting there watching.
Yeah. Okay, if somebody was headed to Lake Fork to come hang out with Johnny Geist this weekend, we're going to Lake Fork Saturday. What are we going to be fishing?
Well, it depends if they wanted to do crappie or bass or both. And I'm actually doing dual trips right now, and we're pitching the salties under a cork, catch big bass. You usually find that catch a big old crappie, pick up the crappie jig, the cork, and load the boat with big old black spawning male crappie. So we're doing that right now. But I throw the underspin and a swim jig to locate the biting fish. And once you get in that area where you catch some, there's usually a lot more there. So I learned not to keep moving on down the bank. When you hit an area where you can catch a bite or two, get a bite or two, you sit there a while. And we caught 10 fish in one place wasn't big as 3 boats sitting there 2 days ago.
Johnny, is there anything new with Lake Monticello? Have you heard anything?
No, one rumor was that Texas Parks and Wildlife was looking to build a public ramp on one end of the 21 bridge, but nothing more there other than the company bought all the house to be dismantling the structure and reclaiming the land.
Okay.
Johnny, obviously, I gave the wrong website for you just a little while ago. Your website is lakeforkbigfish.com, and you're on Facebook, Johnny Geist, Lake Fork Guide, and you constantly update your Facebook page with pictures of these big old monster fish. And somebody is really going to take a chance to look at that today, and somebody's going to say, I want to go catch my personal best.
Yep.
And I believe Johnny Geist can make that happen. What's the absolute best way to make that happen?
Well, fortunately, I'm not going to fish the Blue Event tournament week after next. I've got 5 days, excellent days, from March 16th through 20th, wide open. So I'd like somebody that wants to come fishing to grab those 5 days or one day during that time. But call me on 972-800-3882. I pretty much booked up the rest of March other than those 5 days, but the telephone call will go get us to me, and I will get it set up for you.
972-800-3882. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Johnny Geist, Lake Fork Guide of the Year 4 years in a row, and we can testify. We've all 3 been in the boat with him. And I'm going to tell you what, not only are you going to catch fish, but you're going to understand why. You're going to learn something about your electronics. You're going to learn something about fish behavior. It really is. If you've got a youngster that's an up-and-coming high school angler, we talked about them a little earlier.
Yeah.
What a great gift to give them to teach them a little bit more about their sport.
At the best marina on the lake, Lake Fork Marina Motel.
Just terrible hamburgers. Onion rings are awful.
Guys, you get to watch them on this Garmin. You get to watch fish come up, get bite the bait. It is pretty awesome.
Johnny Geist, thank you, brother. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Well, that was different. We were able to actually hold the phone up to the microphone and do that.
Hey, I got a wrist cramp.
Yeah.
Hey, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying that
This is going to go down in radio history.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be famous or infamous, but it'll be something. We are hooking up and tracking down 11:30, the Tiger. Hey, thanks for tuning in, hooking up, and tracking down 11:30, the Tiger. Maybe you just picked up some really good tips or information that will make you a better outdoorsman. This final segment is brought to you by Candyman Pet Lodge, Nichols Department Stores, Cypress Knee Outdoors, Bass Champs, and Lost Frontier and RV Park. Owner Chase Collins would like to invite you to come and see the new cabins, RV park, and a new swimming pool, along with great food from the bar and grill. Go to lostfrontierparkandmarina.com to see Toledo Bend's newest resort.
Guess what else he's putting in?
What?
Lazy River.
Oh, really?
He's gonna have a lazy river. That's
Oh,
the
dude.
resort.
I love that.
Yeah.
Way to
He's doing
go.
a great job.
Yeah.
I don't like those things. They keep going to sleep and spilling my beer. Here's your dive. Speaking of spilling your beer, here's your dive with best time to fish. Get ready, anglers, as we're headed into the first full moon of March. And bass will be headed for the shallows. With this weekend rated as good, the moon will be increasing from 80 to 95%. There's only a 10% chance of rain through Sunday, with highs reaching the upper 60s and lows dipping into the mid-40s at night. Best times are going to be late morning. Friday, 8:07 to 11:07 a.m. Sunrise 6:35, sunset 6:16. Saturday, 9:06 a.m. to 12:06 p.m. Sunrise will be 6:34, sunset 6:17. Don't forget to set your clocks back Saturday night before you go to bed.
Forward.
Spring forward.
Forward.
I do what I say, then you have an excuse for being late. Sunday, 11:05 a.m. See, I jumped really an hour.
Yeah.
Really did. 11:05 to 2:05.
No, if you set your clock back an hour, you're 2 hours off.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Sunday you need to be fishing, whatever they say. From 11:05 a.m. to 2:05 p.m. Sunrise will be 7:33, sunset 7:18. This has been your Daiwa's best time to hunt, fish, and set your clock.
Candyman Pet Lodge pet tip of the week is about dog collars. If you want to avoid using chemically impregnated collars, or if your dog is prone to skin irritations, look for a collar that uses natural ingredients to prevent fleas and ticks from getting on your dog. Have you ever had one of those collars that all of a sudden
I've had a bunch of collars, but I've never had one that got pregnant.
Have you ever had one of those collars when all of a sudden they say, "Hey, look, be careful with these collars because it's killing dogs"? They've had some of those collars that killed dogs.
Really?
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, I hadn't heard that.
I've got one that my dog thinks he's dying when I mash that button on that control.
It's been impregnated for sure. Huh? Had a little lightning bolt up in there. Well, such hypoallergenic collars use plant-based derivatives that are natural insect repellents and are designed to be comfortable for dogs to wear. This has been your Candyman Pet Lodge tip of the week.
Okay.
I got one question before you get to whatever's important.
Okay. It's very important.
I know yours is important.
It is very important.
Mine's just, lesser.
Yeah, go ahead.
What time are we going to get to start fishing Saturday morning?
Somewhere between 6:10 and 7:45.
Okay.
No,
You don't know? Will it
actually,
be on the website tomorrow?
Yeah, it may be on there tonight. I think.
Okay.
Oh, shoot, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now. I hope I don't screw this up. 6:08. That's what I'm gonna.
You think?
6:08. No, that's what I'm gonna put down. I don't
You know what
care
time the BFL went out? 7 o'clock.
Why?
Sissies? I have no idea.
Is
We
that
were all
you reckon that's
They're-
an
y'all are
insurance
not
thing?
trailer tournaments. You know, you take off right.
we all take off in one. Yeah,
Exactly. And they have got to assure that in a boat race,
Yeah.
There's ample daylight.
But by
Yeah.
6:30, you can see really good
Yeah.
right now.
So what is official daylight right now? Saturday.
What was the time?
I don't know. I'm writing down
You
6:08.
no, you
That's
got-
going to be
You just read it.
No, you just
that has nothing to do. This
6:30. 6:34.
Okay.
Official sunrise.
okay.
So
So if
that would be 6:04.
yeah,
But-
6
but with we've been early.
yeah
6:08. That's it. Going to be it. I'm putting down
6:08.
I've already said it. I can't go back.
6:08 will be the first
First
cast.
cast for
Yeah.
the Bass Boss.
Okay. Now, Mike told his Lazy River story. I have a Lazy River story.
Okay, do you really?
Yeah, I do. Me and my family, we went
So
to
this can't be very fun.
St. Louis,
Yeah.
and we got canceled in the big softball tournament. My daughter's tournament got canceled, so we said, let's go to a park. So we went to a local park and a water park, and I get my little tube. My daughter's already in the water, and I wade off in the water, and she goes, "Dad, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm getting in the lazy river. We're gonna go around." She said, "You ain't supposed to wear your socks." I said, "I don't have socks on."
Oh, you're
You're so white.
Oh my god. You reminded me of a story though. We were at a lazy river over. I want to say it was down in New Brunswick.
Yeah,
That's a good
nice
place.
one.
We were, and let me
They don't
tell
care if you spell your
Wait a
beard out
minute.
there.
Let me no, none of this was awful. All of a sudden, a big old Baby Ruth bar
Oh man,
floated up near my wife's raft,
I'm gone.
and she couldn't get away from it.
Oh,
You know, because the
The more
faster
she's-
you like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. She couldn't. She
couldn't get
like,
away.
It likes you, baby.
and did she ever find out it was yours?
No. Okay.
Oh.
So 6:08, we get to finish Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Will you be there early if somebody wants to enter late?
Yes.
Cole Garrett?
Yes.
Where would you
I'll
be?
be at Earl G. Williams.
You'll be at Earl G. Williams.
We're going to be on that side of the lake. I thought about going to Shady Acres, but if you're going any place, you got to drive by Earl G. Williams.
But the weigh-in will not be at Earl G.
Our
Williams.
weigh-in will be at the Cash Magic.
It's Earl G. Williams' son.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
EGW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cash Flash.
No.
Yes.
Cash Magic.
Cash Magic. I'm
Cash
sorry.
Magic is where the weigh-in's going to be in the back.
Yeah.
You can start first cast 6:08, lines out of the water at 3,
Okay.
and you've got to 4 o'clock to be around there checked in.
Oh, so we got an hour
I've always given you extra hour on
on Cattle.
Caddo Lake, and I'm going to do it again on
Toledo Bend
whatever,
Okay.
that lake down there.
next month. Next month in April.
But
Okay.
it's just because everybody's got such a long drive.
Yeah.
It stretches it out, but I mean, just some people.
Dude, it's
I
like
don't
you-
want- I don't want somebody having a wreck speeding to the.
Right.
But
Right.
it's still your obligation
To be there
know.
on time.
When I say lines out of the water at 3 o'clock, doesn't mean that I can fish till 3 o'clock, and it's your fault if I couldn't get there on that.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know, however far away you fish, that's your call.
Right.
When you quit fishing and try to. head
But
that
it's
way.
like you ordered this weather out of a catalog for Saturday.
It's just going to be one of the few ones that we ever have that it might be kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You know,
mean,
which is the last thing you want on cattle.
I have a
beautiful
question.
Yeah,
day.
pretty
When
well. You're right.
Because the boss trailer is so nice. I mean, you've got everything you need to do a weigh-in right there on that trailer.
Got a grill? You got a grill?
Oh, he's got everything in there. I think he's got a margarita machine in it. So what? I wasn't supposed to tell that. All right, so I got to.
Payout's going to be kind of light this month, guys. We got some
Do
expenses.
you ever during the middle? You ever get in there and take a nap?
No.
Okay.
I go home.
Okay.
After I get late entries.
Yeah.
And I try to set things up a little bit.
Yeah.
I go home. And then we figure out
How's
all the
Big
money
Mike?
right off the check. He's doing good. Big Mike Williams, I can't do this without. Was in the hospital last week, starting Monday. Heart issues, and he's home.
But he will not be there Saturday. No.
My God, he better be. I don't
Oh.
care about his heart.
Suck it up, Mike. All right, take us home, Brother Graff.
Today we leave you with this. Bass fishermen are the most OCD people on earth. They have little quirks and issues that normal people don't have. They're like a woman at a shoe store. They just can't pass up a sale rack, and they can't buy just one lure. They got to buy at least 3. They treat their rod and reels better than their firstborn. They study maps and their electronics like they're on a mission to Mars. But if you really want to see an angler lose it, step on or break one of his favorite rods. For Gary McCoy, Mike Eccles, Jay Wiley, here's truly Steve Graff, and Brandon. Thank you for listening and tuning in Saturday morning for more of this insanity at 6 o'clock right here on 11:30 The Tiger. More hooking up and tracking down.